Happy Monday morning. Double G here with BSPN News for Monday, March 6th. We're going to start with some 49ers news to kick off this show. Yes, the Warriors played the Lakers yesterday. We'll talk about that in a second. But the first piece of news we're going to talk about is Robbie Gould. Now, Robbie Gould is a fan favorite in the We Want Winners community. Historically, every time, and this is when the 49ers were not very good, every time Robbie Gould would kick a field goal in our old Facebook community, I would say, Robbie Gould, MVP. And then our friend Shelvin would say, good as gold. And we'd just keep this thing up, just because the Niners were not good. And over the years, Robbie Gould has been a stalwart, and then the 49ers got good, and we kept it up. And so there was a story David Lombardi wrote about the things that the 49ers learned through John Lynch's press conference. And one of them was that the Niners were going to take a long look at the kickers during the NFL scouting combine. And he wrote that the 49ers used the franchise tag on Robbie Gould in 2019. He never played on the tag. The 49ers just used that tag to buy some time to negotiate a 4-year deal at that time worth $19 million that is now set to expire. So could the 49ers use the tag on Robbie Gould? Again, that's the question that I had wondered. That's also the question that folks who were who are fans of Gould were like, hey, can we lock this guy down again? In order to do that, you would have to pay him $6 million for 2023. I think it has something to do with the upper 10% of the players at that position, and you average out those salaries. It's something like that. It may not be 10%, but it's something like that. So he would cost $6 million, and that is different than his less than $5 million that he's been playing on. Now, to me, $6 million is not that much to tag him, and this could be them and him, just needing a break. There's been the last time, I believe, when they tagged him, he was thinking that he was going to go back to Chicago and kick. So that story was in The Athletic. And then Adam Schefter tweeted on March the 4th. So this was a Saturday morning. Tweeted that veteran kicker Robbie Gould said today that as much as he enjoyed his last 6 seasons in San Francisco, he will test free agency later this month. And that statement there, if it ends there, you're like, oh, so it's just sort of like highest bidder. But he ended that tweet by saying, and be kicking elsewhere in 2023. So he believes that Robbie Gould is not coming back to the 49ers at any point. And so that takes me back to the tag, the franchise tag. Would it looks like Robbie does not want to be here, but he is absolutely the 49ers' best kicker in recent memory. Do you tag him with the fear that he just does not want to be here and he's unhappy, and then maybe he retires or something like that? So that is something they have to work out, but it does sound like Robbie Gould, my MVP, is no longer going to be with the 49ers. So we'll have to follow that story as it goes. Okay. This Warriors-Lakers game was not a fun game to watch. No, actually, you know what? I take that back. It was a fun game to watch. But the Warriors, for whatever reason, they do not play well in LA. They have not played well against this Lakers team of late, too. Anthony Davis was a big problem for them today. And I just think that this Lakers team fundamentally getting rid of Russell Westbrook, trading for Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura and Malik Beasley, they are fundamentally just a much better and more sound basketball team to put around LeBron and Anthony Davis. Now, the Warriors themselves, the story is Steph Curry coming back today or yesterday, and Andre Iguodala as well. Andre Iguodala played 14 minutes. Was actually a plus 11, which is kind of funny because he scored 0 points and had 2 assists, and that was about it. The starters did what they usually do, which is they get down early and they got to come back. And then in the third quarter, they explode, except in that third quarter, they did not explode. They actually, let me see if I can find it. I think they lost the third quarter against the Lakers. And that was kind of their undoing. And then they tried to make the comeback in the second half. Or I'm sorry, in the fourth quarter, and it just didn't. Yeah, they lost the third quarter 23-18. So this is the quarter that they've been just blitzing the other teams, and it did not happen on this day. What does it mean? I mean, I think, you always want to win that game, and the Lakers, unfortunately, being without LeBron, they're probably going to be more play-in game than anything else. I think they were shooting for the 6th spot, like Darvin Ham had said, but it's just probably not going to happen. Without LeBron, he's going to be out a few weeks. So what does this mean for the Warriors? I think they're at their best opportunity to make a run because, and this is if Andrew Wiggins comes back sooner than later. If Andrew Wiggins doesn't come back sooner than later, then they're probably going to be, sort of where the Lakers are because he's so valuable to their team. They'll be playing for 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, right? Could they stay in that 6th spot? They're 5th. They were 5th before today. Could they stay in that 6th spot without Andrew Wiggins? I'm not sure. They have trouble stopping teams without him. But ultimately, if he comes back, I think they're in a great position to make a run. And the reason is because something that Brian and I have been talking about on the death lineup. Their rotation is finally figured out. Now, you still have to kind of figure out where Andre is going to play. Is 14 minutes going to be the norm? Is he going to play more? Unless they add Anthony Lamb as the 15th man, he has maxed out his games. But he did play pretty well on Sunday. He was a plus 17. And it does look like he's going to edge out Ty Jerome, especially with Steph healthy. Cross your fingers that he stays healthy. But they just did not shoot well in this game. DiVincenzo 2 of 8. Clay 8 of 18. He started out great and he kind of disappeared. He was a team worst minus 27 on the night. Steph 8 of 20. He kind of started slow, came on late. Kuminga 2 of 10. After how well he played in the last game, this was a little bit of a frustrating game for him. He only played 13 minutes in total. So I do wonder if he is the one who loses the minutes a little bit with Andre back. Jordan Poole still struggling to shoot the basketball consistently, 3 of 11, and only 1 shot inside of the 3-point line, which is not his game. His game is getting to the free throw line and driving. So that was not the best night for him when it came to what he does best. And ultimately, I think they are going to have to push. Draymond's a little injured with the hand, but he's got to play. They really have to go, they have to start playing as if the playoffs were here from this point out. Now, does that make them tired heading into the playoffs if they do make it? Probably, but the flip side is that you don't make it, so you kind of have to do it, and that's what they're going to have to do. Brian and I will be back on Monday night, so for Tuesday morning on the podcast feed, Monday evening on the live stream, and we're going to talk Warriors. We're going to talk their recent run that they were playing really good basketball, but a lot of it was just in kind of runs. They didn't really play from the beginning of the game to the end of the game great. They just had some really great runs in them. So we'll talk about them and what the rest of this season could look like. I believe Brad and I, for Thompson to Clark, we're going to be going Wednesday instead of Monday, hence the death lineup going on Monday. he is coming back from vacation, and he's driving back all day on Monday. So we're going to attempt to go Wednesday, and then I think Rod and I are going to get back on Sunday. We'll see. I have to reach out to Rod, but it would be about the time to get back and talk Niners with Roderick. So BSPNmedia.com is the website where you can find us. And we also have the Discord. If you go to our Twitter at BSPN shows, you will see the link to that Discord and join the Discord. We're going to, it's starting slow. I'm going to do some recruiting at some point pretty soon. But, if you are interested in kind of helping get that going, definitely click that link and join us. Okay, that'll be it from here. Like I said, Brian and I will be back Monday night on the live stream on YouTube, and we will be back in your podcast feed on Tuesday morning talking Warriors basketball. All right, thanks for watching and listening. We will see you when we see you. Peace out.